Greetings, brothers and sisters. My name is Ross Pride Nyabingi, and today I'll be talking to you all about the characteristics of a good leader and what makes a good leader. And before we start off with the characteristics, I just want to give y'all off just my leadership path and my leadership journey and where it started off, on why I'm, in certain leadership positions and why it's a passion of me to learn about and educate people about the characteristics of a good leader. And so when I was in middle school, that was pretty much where I started off my leadership journey. I was a part of the Arthur Langford Team Leadership Academy. And later in high school, I joined the DeKalb County Youth Leadership Academy. And inside of high school, just different extracurricular activities, I held leadership roles and positions. And once I graduated from high school, I was able to hold different hats, hold different leadership hats and different leadership positions in my current life. And like I said, as I transition outside of high school. And so leadership is definitely a passion of mine. I love to be around leaders, because it strengthened my leadership skills. And, let's get right into it. So the first thing is a leader is a visionary. And what is a visionary? Someone who has a vision, someone who's bringing new ideas, new talent, new skills to the table. And so as a good leader, one of the characteristics that you should have is to have vision, is to be able to work for the future, see for the future. A leader is also someone who is compassionate to others. You have to have a big heart. You have to love what you're doing, but also have the love for the people, so it allow you to be a better person. It allow you to love freely. And as a leader, compassion is a vital key, and a vital skill for a leader, And as we transition into compassion, a leader is also someone who have effective communication. You have to be able to word certain words, be able to word it in a way to where your whole community or your whole nation, organization is able to digest whatever you said in an effective way, be able to use the right words at the right time to amuse, the hearts and the listeners for whatever message you're trying to convey. So you have to be a effective communicator. You have to be compassionate. You have to have vision. You have to be brave. As a leader, if in our holy, in this holy month of Ramadan, our holy prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was a leader who was on the battlefield, with his sahabas, with his companions, and even early countries, and probably even today, a lot of the kings, a lot of the presidents, a lot of the prime ministers, they go to war, with their army, to have that bravery as a leader. And that's one of those talents and that's one of those traits that as a leader, you have to be brave. Nobody want to follow somebody that's scary. And so, and don't nobody want a coward. Nobody want to respect the coward. So it's important to be brave if you're a leader. A leader is also someone who is loyal. If you're loyal to your cause, if you're loyal to your people, they would 9 times out of 10 be loyal to you. And so it's important for us to, as a leader, be loyal to the cause so that we can continue to have a loyal fan base, so we can have a loyal community. And so it won't be no traitors and nobody to disrupt whatever vision that we have going on. A leader is also someone who is intelligent. You have to be knowledgeable of what you're bringing to the people, what you're bringing to the table, and be able to have other forms of knowledge coming your way so that you can educate people into higher heights and your nation into higher heights. So that's definitely important. Knowledge for a leader is I feel like is as vital as being brave, as vital as being a visionary, as vital as being compassionate. A leader is also someone who is humble. Nobody want an arrogant leader. Nobody want anybody who feel like they're better than, the next person. And as a leader, of course, it gives you, if you're a leader, and when the leaders we know, when you're in a position of power, it can give you a sense of, um, in certain ways, it can give you a sense of confidence, inner confidence, to feel, pride, prideful in a sense. But in the same breath, a good leader is someone who recognizes that he is still just a vessel, for the message. He is not the creator. He's just a vessel. And so being humble will keep people confident in your leadership abilities. People will be, not only just confident, but comfortable as well too, to be around you. Like I said, don't nobody want to be around nobody that's arrogant. And so a leader is also someone who is a strategist. We have to be strategic as a leader. We have to find ways to be effective, to bring, more awareness to our organization, more awareness to our nation, more awareness to whatever, body of people that we're leading. We have to be strategic in our way of and our methods of bringing more awareness to our message and our vision. Because remember, we're working for the future. And so a leader is a strategist. A leader is also someone who is self-improving. You can't just be stagnant as a leader. If you're stagnant as in your leadership, nobody will want to follow you. Some people would be bored. Some people would, be content. And in some cases, you may even have people who are resentful, for, this person don't ever want to better themselves. So as a leader, you got to constantly be improving yourself, constantly working on yourself to give better advice, to be wise enough on times, and be ready for whenever it's time to be ready, if you know what I mean. And so a leader is definitely someone who is self-improve, and constantly, seeking self-improvement, I should say. And so a leader is also someone who lead by example. And that goes kind of hand in hand with being, seeking self-improvement and constantly working on yourself. If I'm working on myself, 9 times out of 10, the people around me, they'll start working on themselves. If I'm in the battlefield and I'm brave and I'm fighting the fight, for justice, 9 times out of 10, people will be more inclined to fight even harder, because if the leader is out here fighting, then why should I, who am I, to just go 50%? So leading by example makes people more comfortable. You have to, be able to put into action and not just, have lip service. So it gives people that reassurance that this person is brave enough to fight for us, then I'm going to be loyal to him. A leader is also a great follower. You can't just feel like you can just lead and just be able to teach, but not be able to listen. You can't feel like you're able to just always talk and not be able to listen. So a great leader is also a great follower. Sometimes in our life, we may be the follower, and that helps us to be a better leader. So a great leader is a great follower. A great follower can in some ways be a great leader, but a great leader is definitely a great follower. Also, a leader has to have, a sense of humor. I think that that's vital. And I was hesitant to say that because you don't always have to have a sense of humor, but it is important for you to be open-minded to humor, and be able to take a joke and be able to joke a little bit, of course, keep that frame as a leader, but it's also important to have a sense of humor, and be open-minded to new levels of thought, new level of information. If, one of your, followers or students or whatever, whoever, if they come up to you with something new, you have to be open-minded to be able to receive that. If someone, may, be making a little joke or something like that, you have to be able to be open to, that humor. But of course, like I said, be stern, and be, hold frame. And last but not least, a leader is someone who is stern, who is fair, who sees both sides of things, and is able to mediate and able to, have a bigger picture and a more wiser scope of both sides to come to a common ground. So These are my characteristics of leadership. I'm pretty sure that y'all have different characteristics of leadership. If there's anything that I missed, please comment below. Let me know what your opinion of a great leader is and the characteristics of a great leader. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, even tell your mom, you know, whoever. But definitely let's get this message across on what's the characteristics of a good leader. All right, y'all. Peace.